Ploughing Championship is the essential showcase for rural Ireland, for the agriculture industry, which exports €8 billion worth of product out of this country. And at a time when we've seen such a downturn in the economy, there's a good news story in that agriculture is continuing to survive, to fight back, and it can be part of the recovery for this economy. Exporting food is bringing cash into this country. It's a real industry. It survived hard times before, and the Ploughing Championship here today is the showcase for that industry, which can be so important for our recovery as a nation.
It's a focal point, really. It's probably the focal point. There's a social aspect to it. There's a huge commercial aspect to it. And it's a kind of must attend, really. It's nearly mandatory now at this stage. You know, you kind of got to be here. It's expensive, but you have to be here. And I think our members, we've like 16,000 members all over the country. It's vital that they see us here, that we've a presence here. They can pop in for a cup of tea, maybe discuss forms, any problems they have. So it's a perfect interaction. It's really the best thing.
What we need now is positive support from the government for the Irish agriculture and food sector. We have a 2020 food harvest report which sets ambitious targets to expand production of Irish dairy, beef and so on. But this can't be achieved unless Irish farming and Irish farmers are supported in a positive way. We've had too much of the cutback culture and not enough of a strategic plan to drive those sectors that are capable of exporting product and bringing much needed cash into this economy. So our message is very simple. Any government, if it wants to begin to get back on the road to recovery, must support productive sectors, and agriculture is our indigenous and our longest standing productive sector.
They're very important. It's a time of year, I suppose, when a lot of the work is done on farms and people like to get out and see what's new in their line of business and network amongst their friends and meet people that they've been meeting for years at Ploughing Champion and you know, invariably socialise. It's a social occasion after a long, hard year's work. Essentially, that's what people regard the ploughing as. And you know, it's a time maybe to relax and hopefully, you know, as today is fine, that you know the weather stays fine and people are in good spirits with the weather is fine. And it's really a social occasion where farmers get to interact and look at new machinery or look at new ways and look at the various stands and the new innovative products that are always on the go. For instance, you know, at the moment there's a big push out there with the water harvesting, and I see an indigenous company or a JFC have a new product out there in relation to that. And that's a welcome thing at the time when water charges are impinging on everybody, and you know, it's a new thing, if you like, you know, in the whole climate change and you know, environmental scenario that we're all in today.
What are you doing here today?
Well, first of all, I think it's a huge event. Yeah. It's a brilliant event. I've come here for a number of years. Michelle Gildernew is the Minister for Agriculture in the North, and it always amazed me if an All-Ireland sort of spread over 2 or 3 days. There's a good buzz about the place. It's also, I think, necessary in terms of lifting people's morale, because rural Ireland has been neglected by this government, and Sinn Féin's vision is across the island, north and south, the vibrancy of our rural communities needs to be developed, and the agricultural industry needs to be developed also. In terms of the recession, I mean, even to develop the agri-foods industry, to try and take incentives and to stimulate all of that would put people back into work and would help the economy, as opposed to what the government's doing.